Hi everybody, Nick with you. Thanks for joining me on my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I always like to think that my favorite jersey will be my next one because I'm always looking forward to adding to the collection. And even though for the most part I know what the next jersey is going to be, I still pretty excited when it comes in and I get to see it in person. And I like to think when you watch these videos that you get that same level of excitement as well. That said, if you do like what you see, you're more than welcome to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that little bell and turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. But back to my point. When it comes to picking my favorite out of what I already own, that's a bit tricky. So I thought to myself, I should make a top 10 list. Now, I was able to narrow it down to 10 jerseys, but ranking them 10 to 1 was anything but easy. So I figured instead of a top 10, this is just going to be my 10 favorite jerseys. Now, these are in no real order, and I'm pretty sure that this list will change as I continue to add to my collection. But that said, let's begin. I moved here to Brandon, Manitoba in 2001, and I almost instantly became a fan of the Brandon Wheat Kings. I do have a few jerseys on here that I could very easily show you instead of this, but I'm going to show you the more recent one instead. This is their stealth jersey. This is what they wore in the little hub from a couple of years ago during the pandemic. I like it because it's all basically the two colors. And I don't know how well you can see it on here, but it's got that gold fleck similar to that of the Golden Knights jerseys. Not just on the logo, but on the stripes that are on the sleeve. Now, since then, they've added the two stripes to the bottom. They've added a white jersey of this, and these are their home and away. They replaced ones that I also didn't mind, that I also kind of liked, but this is a pretty good jersey. I do like it a lot. Bit of a history lesson. Somewhere between the Winnipeg Jets and the Winnipeg Jets, there was the first installment of the Manitoba Moose. Now, of course, they've since come back and they now wear Jets colors, but beforehand they wore these. And somewhere in between, they kind of had to get rid of their old stock. So this is maybe 2014. I saw a bunch of jerseys available at the Jets store at an insane discount. And I figured for 60 bucks, I'd be stupid not to buy this thing. This is a goalie cut, size 58. And honestly, I wouldn't, I understand why they wear the Jets colors, but I just prefer this one better. Sticking with the American Hockey League, I remember seeing some games a few years ago, maybe 2016, on Sportsnet, some AHL games where the Toronto Marlies wore these jerseys for alternates. And I thought to myself, I must have this jersey because it's such a cool jersey. I mean, the old school logo and the Toronto Marlboros from other leagues were similar to this. And I was lucky enough to snag one of these for $165 on eBay, maybe in 2018. And beauty of it, this is actually a game-worn jersey. Thing is, though, I can't find any stats whatsoever about this guy. Spencer Asachek. I managed to find that out, but I couldn't find any stats on the guy from that season. And part of me wishes that the Maple Leafs themselves would have done something with this style. Now, this is, of course, a CCM, but it's similar to what they wore in the Reebok days. I didn't really like the reverse retro when they tried something like this, but I wouldn't have minded seeing the Maple Leafs do something like this proper. Speaking of the Maple Leafs, I'm going to go to a more recent jersey with this next one. This one's very unique because, as we all know, it's their black alternate. It's a reversible one that Justin Bieber kind of helped make. I'm not going to show you the inside of it because we all know it's on the inside of it, and I really have no desire to look at that, much less wear it like that. Just keep wearing it like this. And if you look closely enough at the stuff between the two stripes, I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but you will see the Toronto skyline on there, which is very, very cool. And this is in prime green, so everything here is all raised, all the letters, the little stems on the leaf and everything. It just really pops out. And I'm going to really miss seeing these kind of jerseys when Fanatics takes over at the end of next season. And seriously, why wouldn't I get this jersey? It's so well done. You got 3 different shades of blue, or 2 depending on what you want to call this. You have that little red stripe on the sleeves, you have on the bottom, that little red in the eye, which makes the logo a little more menacing and very badass, if you ask me. Now, this, of course, was the first from the first season. Inaugural patch. I got all this done at Cool Hockey. Got Morgan Geeky on the back of this thing. And oddly enough, on the day this jersey arrived, he scored a goal. He scored the opening goal in a game against Buffalo, and the Kraken ended up winning that game. So I'd like to think that this is a bit of a good luck jersey, if you will. Now, I'll agree with everybody when I say that the rebrand that Pittsburgh did after they won their 2 Stanley Cups in the early 90s was kind of odd. But I'm probably in the minority when I say I liked this jersey. I liked the style that they had here. And of course, if you don't remember it, the white and the black were reversed back then, because this is, of course, their reverse retro. And as I've said before, I'm not exactly a fan of Sidney Crosby, but I'm willing to overlook that just because of how nice this jersey actually does look. Going back to the Jets with this one, I was living in Winnipeg at the time that the team came back and they bought the Atlanta Thrashers, and the Jets came back. So naturally, of course, this too is an inaugural season jersey, Reebok. And no, this is not Andrew Ladd. This is my own name and number. I've had to fix the name on the patch a little bit. It's obviously seen better days, but you know what? It's still a terrific jersey. I mean, I'm told that they're going back to their heritage jerseys. They're going to make those their home and away. I'm more than okay with that. Maybe make this an alternate. I mean, well, this is the Reebok version, but make this their alternate jersey. Use their heritage jerseys for home and away. I'd be happy with that. Okay, growing up, I was a Leaf fan, and with the rivalry, I was never one. I never liked the Canadians. So obviously, this is probably one of the few jerseys that you probably would never expect to see me with. But you know, I've grown to respect the rivalry a little bit more, respect the Montreal Canadiens, and really, this is one of the better jerseys in the NHL. Not just now, but all time, really. It's held true and everything like this. And of course, you can see the patch. This is from when they won the Cup in '93. Patrick Roy on the back. So, uh, so this is kind of a history lesson as well in regards to the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. I would like to see it happen again sometime soon, but until then, we got this. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, I'm just going to ask what I asked about the Seattle jersey. How can you not like this jersey? Of course, the Buffalo Goat Head, they've since brought that back as an alternate, and this looks so good in prime green, I gotta say. And this I got from Cool Hockey just maybe 4 months ago at the time I'm filming this. And they were having this big promotion with black jerseys because there were so many at the time. So I was able to get this Calgary and Vancouver, Blasty and Flying Skate. I got all those together. And honestly, I just like this one better out of all the three of them. Because I mean, of course, they wore this essentially in the Cup final into the 1999. We'll all remember that. But just look at that goat head. I know it's a buffalo head, but that's what everyone called it. And believe you me, like I say, this looks so much better in prime green. It's insane how this looks. I wouldn't mind adding some color though to the neck on there, maybe some red or in there and gray at the end, kind of what they had initially. But this does look good on its own. Finally, this jersey will look very familiar because this is the last one that I got, most recent one that I got. Of course, the Vegas Golden Knights initially home jersey, but now it's their alternate. I honestly like this one better than the gold jersey, and I kind of wish they kept this as a home jersey. And you remember that first jersey I showed you with the gold slack? It is so much more noticeable in here. And look at that detail on the sleeve, and that's the same on both, and even on the logo. I don't know how well that shows on there, but all this is raised. All this stuff is raised on the prime green. Not so much on the Knight's helmet itself, but all the stuff surrounding it is all kind of raised embroidery, and It just looks so, so good in person. And the jerseys generally tend to look a lot better in person than they would on here. Honestly, I'm just not really doing them justice when I just tell you how they look. If you have these jerseys, by all means, you would know. That's it. Those are my 10 favorite jerseys. If you liked any of these, if you didn't like any of these, is there any you would have liked to have seen that you thought would have made this list? By all means, let me know in the comment section below. And of course, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to Nick Adams on YouTube, and click on that bell, turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. We'll see you again.